Don't let nobody convince you to lower your standards. You heard me? Do not let nobody convince you to lower your boundaries and make you feel bad about the reality that you want to live. Those people are projecting. And I'm saying it out loud the way that I'm saying it because I need the people in the back to hear me. Do not let people out here make you feel bad about the way that you want to live and how you want to live. Now, I do caution those who catch this on their timeline. That don't mean get out here and act no fool. That don't mean get out here and cause suffering. Because believe you and I, karma is a real thing. What goes around will come around. What goes up must come down. What chases will exhibit running. If there's a runner, there's a chaser. That is the law of polarity. But nonetheless, do not let people make you feel less than about the life that you envision to live, because it is very likely, if you are aligned, you catching this video, so you align. It is very likely, and I'm going to say it, that whatever it is that you are envisioning for yourself in your life, you are being nudged on the other side to live that way for whatever reason that is, for whatever lessons that need to come from that. When you get more into metaphysics and you really start involving in consciousness, right? Like, so for religion, I find comfort. Let me move that. I don't need to see that. I don't need none of the extra. So in religion, I find comfort in Christianity as of right now. But it is a commitment that I made to myself to be worldly. I am very open to studying other religions and things like that. But Christianity is the way that I was raised. So I do find deep comfort in God and the Bible and Jesus, because the way that it was presented to me is very, very sacred to me and the person who introduced me to that. However, I have evolved past my religion and consciousness, because sometimes with religion, what you will find is that it keeps you at a lower level of consciousness. It keeps you in a box. It doesn't provide you with the full totality of what this experience is, as far as what we are dealing with in consciousness, energy, and frequency. You see at least from my experience, you see little glimpses of it in the Bible. You see God talk about, you see Jesus talk about it. But, it becomes a place where at some point it's this like, oh, you cannot worship other gods, at least from my experience, because if not, I'm a jealous God. And to the place that I've gotten to, it's just like, okay, come on, you trying to control me. And then the way it was introduced, that's besides the point. But what I am saying to you is that you are feeling what you are feeling because it is clear that there may be a reality to which you are already living the way that you are choosing to live, with the expressions that you are wanting to manifest in your life, the manifestations and the 3D things that you want to see. So I'm sitting and spirit goes, you got to have firm boundaries. And then Gal goes, you want to have firm boundaries. And from Gal, then she goes, you remember the time when your dad made you feel some type of way because you said you didn't want to date a broke man? And he hit you with the, I raised you better than that, for you to lead with that. And I get what he was saying. Like, that shouldn't be what you're looking for. But no, he felt some type of way about it. And I'm speaking my truth. Daddy, I love you, but it is what it is. He tried to make me feel bad about saying that my standards was that I did not want to be with a broke man. That doesn't make a broke man inadequate. That doesn't make a broke man non-human. That doesn't make a broke man non-loving. It doesn't make people who live in poverty non-loving, non-compassionate, non-worthy. But for me, and the study and the channeling and the discernment that I have now, I understand the old version of myself, even though that may have been from an egotistical place. Life is abundance. And so I know I'm getting a little off topic, but follow me. Life is abundant. When you have money or the money of frequency, that is a part of abundance. God is abundant. That does not mean that you're not going to experience suffering. But in that moment, I guess Spirit wanted me to sit with instances in my life where I've allowed other people to move me from my true self, making me feel that my boundaries was too high. Let me tell you something else. I married a man that once told me when I was in school, we were in high school, we've known each other for a really long time, that my standards were too high. When he was asking me what I was looking for in a relationship, he told me my standards were too high. We were kids. But as I sit back and I reflect, it's like, baby girl, he told you everything you needed to know. And he had me thinking that my standards were too high, like I wasn't capable of getting the things that I envisioned for myself. And so I had to learn that lesson. I had to go through that journey. But I'm here now. Feel unapologetic about your boundaries. Feel unapologetic about leaving people behind that are no longer serving you and your purpose and what you came here to do. Some people are for certain seasons, and that is okay. And some people in some seasons are here to teach you a lesson. And sometimes that lesson is not always going to feel good. And sometimes it's not always going to feel bad either. But you have seasons. Some people, when you get into gardening, some people will say like, oh, I was able to grow some strawberries this season. And then the next season, it's like, no, I didn't do too well with the strawberries. I ain't getting nothing. Even though I planted the seeds in the soil. And then in the next season come around, spring come back around, that summer, the next summer, the third summer, you get it in abundance. So I say that with people. Some people are just for a season. And you have to be okay with letting that go and not allowing that to shape your identity. You need to be okay with having your own discernment. You need to be okay with trusting yourself. Matter of fact, that's mandatory of trusting yourself. It starts with you. If you cannot bet on anyone else, you should be able to bet on yourself. And whatever life you are choosing to live this lifetime in this reality on this new earth, do not let anybody make you feel less than for doing so. People project based on the experiences and the reality that they have seen. People base their life decision based on their experiences. We cannot help it. That is what is guaranteed coming into this dense reality. It's just a part of it. But I think overall what I'm trying to convey here is be unapologetic. Love yourself first. Don't allow people to make you feel less than because you want great things in your life. And if they're constantly pushing that to you and making you feel like you need to lower your standards or lower your dreams, first of all, keep your dreams to yourself. It's your dream. And if you uncertain of who to share with, don't share it. It's just what it is. If you uncertain of who to share with, don't share it. If you uncomfortable and you hear spirit telling you, don't you say that. Because guess what? Even though people out their mouth will say, I'm happy for you, they be praying for your failure. They be praying for your suffering. And sometimes it's not personal. Sometimes it's not deliberate, like, oh, I want you to fail. Sometimes it is simply, I'm in a frequency of lack. I live a life of lack. I live a life of misery. So how dare you reflect something to me that I'm not experiencing? And so be unapologetic to leave people behind. That's that on that. I will leave. What Kendrick say? If my granny don't get it, hey now. You got to. Mamas, daddies, aunts, uncles, sisters, brothers, friends, best friends, cousins, acquaintances, associates. behind. Live out your dreams. Let those people go through their journeys. That don't mean that they permanently gonna be out of your life. That just means for a couple of seasons they may not be there, or maybe just one season, and they have to experience in order to evolve and understand what it was that you were saying. And sometimes you were placed to be the leader. Sometimes you were placed to show other people that there is another way to live in grace and abundance and in love and peace. Get them wicked ass men out your life. Get them wicked women out your life. I'm West Indian. Ain't nobody got time for all that bacchanal. You understand? Now, until next time, you know how I'm coming. I want y'all to comment down below. Right now, in this moment, comment down below. I need y'all to say, I will not allow anyone to lower my standards. I will not allow anyone to lower my boundaries. And behind it, and for some of y'all who don't want to write that, I want y'all to put that arm emoji. That arm emoji, because you got the courage and you got the strength to do what you need to do. Until next time, sending y'all so much love and light. Don't forget to share this message with those that you feel need it. Yeah.